Hello everybody, and this is Dr. Diamond. Welcome back to part 2 of my school stories video, or series I should say. And this is middle school, aka the year that me, Bryce, and Gareth all met each other and fell in love and had a big threesome, a big orgy, a big colorful orgy. It was gross. Nah, I'm just kidding. Also, I'm recording this straight after the last one, and Sasha's still over there. If you guys remember from the last video, I said towards the end, Sasha, come here. You know, my cat. Yeah, actually, let's go special guest today. Fuck, she ran away from me. Now I'm angry. Oh well. Anyways, guys, so let's get started, because last time I did this, I went overtime, and every second counts. So anyways, guys, the first is 6th grade. Now, 6th grade, now middle school is kind of different. We had our core classes in the beginning and then electives. 7th grade, we had our electives and core classes mixed up. Then 8th, we had our electives first, and then last was the core classes. So first off, I had math with a beautiful man. He was beautiful. His name was, oh, excuse me, I apologize, I was very rude. We had Mr. Anderson. He was funny, and he was also kind of obsessed with Sheldon Cooper from the fucking Big Bang Theory. I don't know why. That fucking show sucks. Actually, it's okay. It's not funny at all, but fucking, I love Raj, though, the Indian boy. I love Raj because he works at the Quickie Mart. No, that's probably racist. No, that's racist. I'm sorry. That was racist. Anyways, precious time. He actually gave me $1 one time for my birthday, but it wasn't in 6th grade, it was in 7th grade. We met him at my local grocery store, which is literally right next to the middle school, which is kind of funny. And he's like, oh, hey, buddy, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, good, nothing good. Oh, today's my birthday. And he's like, oh, congratulations. Here's $1. Here's money. And I'm like, oh, thank you, man. My mom really liked him. Which made me think maybe he's my dad. I don't know. I never knew my father. No, I'm just kidding. Get it? You know the fucking shark from Nemo? In editing, I'll probably put my face, I'll probably, like, cover my face as, the Bruce. Not from Family Guy, that would be funny. Then I'd probably look like this. Nah, I'm just kidding. Oh, no! Anyways. Then I had a bitch for science named Miss Carlin. Not Carlson, my fucking cunt of a 3rd grade teacher. No, Carlin. Yeah, that's how you say it. She was fat. She had a boot on her fucking leg or something. I can't remember. She couldn't walk well because she's too fat and bitchy. Yeah, nothing really happened that much in that class. Then we go on over, swing our asses on over to Mr. King. Yeah, he was my social studies teacher. He was a perv, man. Because he actually got caught watching porn in class one time. I wasn't in that class. I think I was in, like, 8th or 9th grade, I think, when I heard about that. Yeah, I think it was in high school, actually, I heard about that. I think it was, like, 9th grade. I heard about him, like somebody, like a student caught him watching porn on his TV, and I think he got fired. Oh, the world today. Teachers watching porn in fucking class. Fucking kids today, am I right? Anyways, that class was okay. He was a pretty good teacher. He looked very creepy. Like, he literally looked like fucking Mr. Crocker from fucking the, Fairly Odd Parents. He looked like this guy, right there. And then, fucking, yeah, he would shout, Faith! No, he would shout other shit. He actually didn't shout. He was pretty nice. He was actually a nice guy. He was really creepy, though. Then I had... This is the class I had Gareth with. The very first class, or the very first time I ever met Gareth, was in Mrs. Ryan's class, Language Arts. And it was fun. I love Gareth. I don't know why these past few videos, these past, like, multiple videos, that's what I meant to say, fuck. I'm kinda tired. I've had a long fucking day trying to get everything back on my fucking phone. Although by the time this gets uploaded, it would have been a week ago. Anyways, then I had... I believe I want to say I had PE. I don't remember the teachers. I had like 3 fucking different ones. Then I had... Oh, choir with Miss Masker. She was okay. She was kind of a bitch. That's another class I actually had Gareth in. I don't... Because, each year... Like, so in 6th, 7th, and 8th, I had, like, those... We did trimesters, which is, you know, like 3 quarters, you know? And, so each trimester we would switch electives. So I had, like, fucking a lot of different electives. Whatever the 9 plus 9 plus 9 is, you do the math. 27, I think. And a couple of them I had the same teacher. Oh yeah, and another one I had is Mr. Labounty with computers. I had him all 3 years, and it was amazing. I had to wait till 8th grade to be in robotics and shit, which kind of pissed me off, because I'm like, no, I want it now. I want it now. Where are those pictures of Spider-Man? Nah, I'm just kidding. Got it. This is just going to be like photoshopping pictures of me, because now I'm going to... I think when I say... Every time I say, bring me pictures of Spider-Man, I'm going to put fucking J. Jonah Jameson. I don't know which one, the Hitler stash kind, or the fucking J.K. Simmons one. I don't know. Whichever is funnier. I think the Hitler stash one would be funny. But, anyways, I don't remember any other classes I had in 6th grade, so let's move on to 7th grade, which is nice, because I'm almost running out of time. Kind of. We're not even halfway, but whatever. Anyways, 7th grade, I started with Mrs. Schaefer, who is my language arts teacher. She was okay. I liked her. She's kind of a bitch a few times, but really nothing else bad happened with her. Or good, whatever. Then I had a man named Mr. Podendorf. And Gareth, if you're watching, you know who he is, I'm pretty sure. Now, this man he was a good goddamn teacher, let me tell you this. But he smelled so fucking horrible. Like, he never took showers. And one time, I wasn't there. But apparently he got caught and fired because he went to school drunk. Like, he actually came to class drunk. I obviously wasn't there, like I just said, but I don't know. Teachers will be teachers, right? I mean, hey, teaching, I assume, is a tough job. You gotta deal with fucking brats every day. Fucking stupid, mentally handicapped children. Oh, God, that sounded wrong. Ignore what I said. Ignore about that. I didn't mean that. God, I'm gonna get myself in trouble someday. But I'm just saying that kids are fucking stupid and they don't think. That was literally my point. Oh, also, in 6th grade, we did homeroom and shit, and I think Mr. Anderson was my homeroom teacher. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Mr. Anderson was my homeroom teacher. I believe he was, anyways. 7th grade, I don't remember. I kind of think I do remember, actually. No, I don't remember. I think it'll come to me. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Okay, I remember, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But, then I had science with a bitch named Mrs. Burns. Yeah, Mr. Burns and Mrs. Burns together at last. Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Anyways, guys, fuck, who else? Oh yeah, she was a bitch. I forgot to tell you that. She was like the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. Unlike Kyle, well, she was kind of like Kyle's mom, you know, South Park. Well, South Park reference for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. But no, she was a big bitch. She was a cunt. Nobody liked her, and she didn't like anybody. And I remember, and Gareth, I know you know the game Bully because you mentioned it last night. Well, of this recording, you mentioned it last night. You mentioned it a week ago. Then, Bully, that part where you, because this was at the time when I started playing it, and you know when in science class, where you dissect the frogs and shit. Like, we actually had to dissect frogs, which was kind of cool, in Mrs. Burns' class. And I told her, like, hey, this reminds me of a level in a game called Bully Scholarship Edition, where you dissect frogs, and she just looked at me, and she was like, yeah, okay. She was a bitch. I fucking hated her. I could not stand her. But anyways, then there was a couple times, and then we had to make instruments out of like cardboard and shit. I remember I made the most badass guitar because my dad actually helped me, and my dad is obsessed with fucking guitars. So he actually had like these like super long. No, I think. Yeah, he used rubber bands. I was thinking, wait, did he use guitar strings? And I'm like, no, I don't think he did. But yeah, we used rubber bands and shit. He actually helped me put it together. And it looked fucking amazing. And I played it and it sounded fucking beautiful. For rubber bands, I mean. I ended up getting a B on it, I believe. I don't remember exactly what it looked like. I'm probably hyping it up way more than it really is. From what I remember, it was like the most badass guitar I ever seen. But thinking about it, it's probably like a shitty. I remember it was made of cardboard, so it was probably the shittiest thing in the world. Like me. No, I'm just kidding. Well, kind of. I don't know. Then another time. Oh, she had to leave. She had to go for somewhere. And she said, oh yeah, and I won't be here tomorrow, guys. You're gonna have a substitute. And I was silently like, yes. You know, so I was happy because the bitch was gonna be gone for a day. And then I think she came back to talk to me about my grades and shit because I was getting an F because, you know, that class is hard when the teacher hates you for no reason. She hated everybody though. But then she was like, you need to come in after class or after school and make some shit up. Oh, and by the way, I heard you say yes when I said that I was going to be gone tomorrow. I just looked at her like, I know I should have said, well, yeah, because I'm happy about that, you stupid bitch. But then I probably would have gotten a detention. Which I wouldn't have served. I think, oh yeah, then we move on to one of my favorite teachers. My social studies teacher, Mr. Baker. He was fucking hilarious. I loved him. He was one of my favorites. He was the greatest teacher because he was funny. He had a lot of comedy in his voice. He was like, yay, and I can't really remember anything. I don't know why he said, woo. Anyways, yeah, so Mr. Baker, he was fucking cool. I loved him. Then I had fucking business class, business and finance with the hottest man I've ever seen, Mr. Eitenhauer. He was, and as you guys probably know or don't know, I'm bisexual, so I go both ways. I like both men and women, but dude, he was holy hell, man, that guy. I don't remember if he had a wife or not, but if he doesn't, then holy shit, man, I should have taken him. Anyways, all jokes aside, then I had Miss Masker again. This time without Gareth, unfortunately. Sadly. Then I remember going, like, when we were in choir, I remember going to, like, a lot of, like, choir things and singing in places. I remember that. And then being in school plays. I've been in a couple of them. Oh, dude, speaking of never mind. I forgot this isn't the elementary school one anymore. But I forgot, in elementary school in first grade, um, I had to go to a mandatory play, and somebody fucking locked me in my locker. I was stuck in the for fucking for like 20 minutes or something. Like I was banging on the door. This was in first grade, and somebody I forgot. I think it was my mom who came, because we're like, what the hell? What the hey? And I said, I'm trapped in here. Somebody fucking shut the door on me. This was in first grade, so I'm like, oh, kids. Kids these days, I tell you what. I tell you what. No, and then Mrs. Anka. She was my math teacher. She was a pretty chill woman. I liked her. She was okay. She wasn't my favorite, but you know. She was a pretty chill woman. Then I had Mr. fucking LaBounty again for the second time. I don't remember which class this one was. I remember playing a lot of Happy Wheels. Like, his Happy Wheels was a thing back when I was a child, back in middle school. And when it was either free time or I got my work done or just when he wasn't looking, like, all I'd do is play Happy Wheels. And I just fucking print stuff off, you know, on the computer and shit. I pretty much just fucked around in that class. I loved it. I loved it. I do want to say that is it for 7th grade. Now let us go back to... Oh, sorry. Spit tends to fly out of my mouth sometimes, as you guys probably know. Now 8th grade, the final year of middle school. This one was a pretty eventful year. Oh, my homeroom teacher for 7th grade, I almost forgot, wasn't an actual room. It was down in the basement area. And her name was Mrs. O'Donnell Blink. And she was not there for literally half of the fucking school year. It was a substitute. And then when she finally came in, because I guess she had a baby or something, so I mean, that makes sense. She was gone for like half the year, like, I don't know, 4 months. But she just had a baby, so I mean, I guess. I don't know how long they give you. I think they give you like 3 or 4 months to, like, if you have a baby, you know, to take care of it and raise it and shit. But she was nice. I liked her. Substitute was a jerk. I can't remember. I did something. I did like that with my tongue to somebody, and I didn't even know what it was at the time. I went, and she fucking caught me. She was like, "Don't ever do that again." She like yelled at me. She didn't even explain that what I did was bad. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with you, stupid bitch? Get out of here. Anyways, 8th grade, we started off with a music teacher that he was kind of a dick. It was like music theory or something. It was a good class. He had the lights off all the time, which was pretty cool. I like it when the room is dark. But he was kind of a dick sometimes. But although he was a pretty good teacher. Then I had Mr. fucking LaBounty yet again. Oh yeah, 7th grade I had PE again. I don't know if I mentioned that. Because that's required. You're supposed to have 1 year of PE every year. Then I had Mr. fucking LaBounty with fucking robotics. And it was awesome. Then I had PE. Don't remember the teacher. Because, like I said, I had like 3 different ones. I don't remember. Let's see, what other electives did I have? Oh, I had, art with a, teacher named Mrs. Pope. She was okay. I mean, she kind of yelled at me from time to time, but... Oh, 6th grade, I did have Mrs. Pope for 6th grade art. So, remember, in 6th grade, I had Mrs. Pope for the first time, and then I had her again. So this is my 2nd time having her. I forgot to mention that. Because I remember in 6th grade, I had to sew like a stuffed bunny and a stuffed frog together and just make like make them fuck each other and shit and have children. I don't know. Then who else did I have as an elective? See, I don't remember all of my electives, but yeah. No, it wasn't 27. I was thinking 9 plus 9 plus 9. I only had 2 electives per trimester, and there's only 3. So I had 6 electives per... I'm stupid. This is why I failed math, and I'll get that to the next video. Why I... Actually, no. Wait. Wasn't there a podcast idea where I was going to mention that? No, there wasn't. I don't know. I'll get to that later, I guess. Then I better hurry up because we're kind of running out of time. My math teacher, I had Mrs. Jennings, and she was a pretty cool teacher. She was kind of old, but I liked her a lot. Her class was kind of easy, although math isn't my strong suit, but, you know. Then I had a social studies teacher. No, actually, I had a science teacher and then social studies, because we kind of switched off. Like say Mondays we had both. Mondays, half the class was science and then social studies. And then, the other way around. And then Tuesday we'd have, like, science, and then Wednesday we'd have social studies, that kind of thing. We'd switch off. It was kind of weird. Kind of a weird system, I don't know. But my science teacher, she was fucking hot. Her name was Mrs. Stark. And I didn't realize this at the time because I wasn't a huge Marvel fan at the time. But I should have said, like, hey, if you ever have a son, you should name him Tony Stark. The famous Iron Man. But yeah, she was fucking hot. One time I actually touched her ass, like, just gently. I just like touched it, like, just gently. Oh, I thought of another thing that I had. Another elective. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much science. She was hot. I wanted to bang her so hard. Like some of my teachers. Like the next teacher that I had. Well, not my social studies teacher, but the next. My language arts teacher I wanted to fuck too. I forgot an elective I had with a man named Mr. Roundtree. Which actually was a substitute, but he took it on full time for my class. Because the teacher who actually was there never showed up, so he just... I forgot what class it was. I don't remember what it was exactly. I think it was like a movie class or some shit. I don't remember. I just remember watching a lot of, like, movies and shit in that class. But, yeah, Mr. Roundtree, he had the coolest, like, handlebar mustache. Gareth, you probably remember him. He looked cool. I liked him. But then I had social studies, after science, obviously, not, Then I had Mrs. Gorman, which everybody thought that she was kind of a bitch, but I thought she was okay. She was okay. It was okay. Her class wasn't too difficult. But then I had the hottest teacher I ever seen. Oh, wait. I forgot. There's even hotter in high school. God, what am I doing? But then I had Mrs. Fermonic. She was fucking hot. But I kind of started off, like the first day I kind of started off with the bad side. I wanted to do so good in that class to impress her. I wanted to fuck that shit so hard. And, like, she made us, like, get in, like, a big circle or, like, she had us lined up and shit. And, like, I was kind of, I was kind of towards the end, and I noticed my shoes untied. I'm like, I'm gonna make her laugh. So then, when it got to my turn, I said, hold on, I gotta tie my shoes. And then she said something kind of bitchy. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said something along the lines of, like, see, this is why you have your shoelaces tied before it's your turn. I'm like, well, fuck you too, bitch. I don't care if you're hot. That's uncalled for. I was just trying to be funny. No, I liked her. She was one of my favorites. She was actually a really, really good teacher. She was hot too, like I keep saying, but, But yeah, I think that is the end of middle school. So, and we kind of gone a little over time, but hey, who cares? Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to end this episode before it gets any longer, and I will see you guys in part 3 of of the school stories. And I will see you guys probably whenever, I don't know. See you guys in the next episode of Top Gun Discussion. Good night, everybody.